All right, good morning to you once again, KMAS. I'm Jeff Slakey. All right, so here's the deal. Yesterday, John and I were working on things. We made that video about the power outage and what KMAS does in the event of a power outage. Well, as we were getting ready to head up to our transmitter site for that and to check on the gas to make sure the generators were working, we got a phone call, and you know, your phones say potential spam, right? However, we're always talking with somebody. You never know who's calling for the radio station or for Explore Hood Canal or any of the other things that we have going on right now. So more often than not, answer the phone. Well, the phone call was from Sergeant Kenneth Potts. That's who the gentleman claimed to be on the air from the Mason County Sheriff's Office. And the story was that missed jury duty. And we missed jury duty, and the Honorable George Steele was very mad because two people missed jury duty, and the attorneys are calling for a mistrial, and we are now out, and you screwed up bad. And now, because you didn't even show up, there is like a bench warrant out for you. And, additionally, it looks like this paperwork was delivered and signed by someone. And do you think that, and so it was signed by someone. And so if you didn't give them permission to sign it, well, now that's forgery. And so now we're going to arrest that person. So we're sitting here listening to the phone call, and the gentleman who claims to be from the sheriff's office is starting to get a little more agitated as we're getting more agitated, talking to him and trying to get some more information. Well, really, he called the wrong guy, because we're friends with Sheriff Spurling. I mean, so we're downtown. We're 3 minutes from the sheriff's building. And so we're on the phone with this guy, and he's like, well, no. It's like, well, we're going to go over and just head to the office. No. You can't do that. I'm up in the Belfair office. And then, so that's kind of a tell. I go, okay, excuse me. So you walked from the district court to your office in Belfair to process this paperwork? Well, so I call Ryan Spurling, and I go, excuse me, do you have an officer here that calls on this stuff? And Ryan says, Jeff, Potts retired 3 years ago. So right there, we knew we had him. So I said, I'm sorry, sir, I'm on the phone with your direct supervisor, my phone here, and he's listening to this, and it's actually the sheriff, and he is telling me that Kenneth Potts retired 3 years ago. Silence. Dennis Potts. I said Dennis Potts. Oh, Dennis Potts. Oh, okay. Well, tell you what, we're in front of the building right now, which is closest to the district court office. By the way, what's the address there in the north precinct? So he gave us the address, and it was the correct address. However, apparently he didn't know that the sheriff's office has moved out of that location, and now they're centralized with North Mason Regional Fire there, up a couple miles away. So it's starting to unravel. But here's what I can say. It is a very intimidating situation, because they've got the right names. There was an officer at one time working for the sheriff's office. Obviously, we know George Steele is a district court judge. And so there are parts of this story that line up. But because we know Ryan, and I was texting with him, and we talk often, he answered, and we talked about this. And Ryan's like, no, that's a scam. So we kept him on the line. We ended up on the phone with this guy for a half hour. And fortunately for us, it ended, with the three of us sitting around in Ryan's office kind of laughing about this. But for other people, they have been scammed by this. And because I feel like the phone call would have been, well, we're going to come arrest you right now, unless here's another option. Why don't you buy some, gift cards or give me your credit card number and we can take care of this right now. Nobody's going to ask you for your credit card numbers, okay? Over the phone, especially from the sheriff's office, the IRS. We've heard these before, but in the situation, it can be very, very scary. So that's the reasoning behind that post from the sheriff's office this morning. So just be advised that this is happening. He told me that Ryan told me that people have been using his name to do this too.